Namaste. Thank you for joining my video. This video is me talking about why I dropped out of high school. So there's numerous little reasons why I did, but I made a post the other day of what the big main reason was. So I said, they say they understand life and they have the telephone directory and look up where the genes are and the coding for the proteins. Does this tell us anything about a broken heart or a Messiah or a Hitler? I don't think so. So what we're trying to do is return the focus to individual experience. We have been slaved to to long longing to ideology transmitted hierarchically and based on a tremendous alienating menstruality. That's what science depends on now. Well, this is where the psychedelics come in, and you wonder why it's illegal. Misbehaving is the first sin, and it's the same with the government and the school system. Empower our experience by insisting our authenticity, and it's a wonderful thing to learn to stand up and say bullshit. I did it when I was in middle school and completely in high school. It blew their minds. It was uncivil, LMAO. It lacked polity, and was rude, incorrect, because so much is being slung and nobody is talking about the primacy of experience and the dignity of the individual. Nobody has any idea what's going on. But one thing I know is consciousness, love, God, and psychedelics, meditation, etc. bring me to a truth where science can never touch. This is where the action is. Reject authority. Authority is a lie. So that's the uh, main reason and realization I had. And the other ones were that everything was fleeting. I realized true happiness was in working on the mind, finding inner peace or God, or whatever you want to call it. And I had an intense desire to become a monk. And all of that stuff just has no true meaning behind it or purpose. Um, as Ramana Maharshi says, education is just learned ignorance. I completely agreed with that. And the small reasons were with my OCD and my personality, they didn't let you use the restroom when you had to. The teaching system is completely wrong. I learned so much more studying from my GED than I ever did in that school. I would be focusing on making people laugh and making their experience go by quicker and easier than my own. And I don't regret any of it. And dealing with immaturity was another thing. I mean, people would be running around naked in the gym working out, and the teachers wouldn't do anything about it. But never mind, that's something way out there. It's wrong. They would get me in trouble for the littlest things. So I gave them something to get me in trouble, I guess. I started ditching school and not doing my homework and flirting with the teachers, stuff like that. But yeah, it was a lot of mind trips. But those were the other little reasons. But I'm going to read this paragraph again. They say they understand life and they have the telephone directory and look up where the genes are and the coding for the proteins. Does this tell us anything about a broken heart or a Messiah or a Hitler? I don't think so. So what we're trying to do is return the focus to individual experience. We have been slaved too long to ideology transmitted hierarchically and based on a tremendous alienating menstruality. That's what science depends on now. Well, this is where the psychedelics come in, and you wonder why it's illegal. Misbehaving is the first sin, and it's the same with the government and the school system. Empower our experience by insisting our authenticity, and it's a wonderful thing to learn to stand up and say bullshit. I did it when I was in middle school and completely in high school, and it blew their minds. It was uncivil. It lacked polity. and was rude and correct because so much is being slung and nobody is talking about the primacy of experience and the dignity of the individual. Nobody has any idea what's going on. But one thing I know is consciousness, love, God, psychedelics, meditation bring me to a truth where science can never touch. This is where the action is. Reject authority. Authority is a lie. And even on my deathbed, I wouldn't regret anything. Even if I died tomorrow or if I'm homeless or anything like that, even though I have a job. My priorities and heart is set on giving the money to homeless people and helping people. And school doesn't teach you that. They teach you stuff you're never going to use. And they don't do anything about immaturity. They like to enforce rules for the introverts and let the extroverts do whatever. And they literally just pass you if you show up. That is. So yeah. I'm glad my focus was on my spirituality. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for being more focused on Buddhism, being a monk, helping people, the sick, the homeless, the dying, etc. So I'm incredibly grateful. Nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to the immense, infinite bliss I experience in front of my puja, in my meditation, when I commune with God, when I have these mind-blowing experiences and realizations. And the dhyana, and generosity that I cultivate and share with others. And another thing is in school, I'd be focusing on, well, when I was younger, I was on a power trip, and I'd be focusing on like psychic abilities, or with my OCD, I'd always be so much more expressive and curious with things people didn't know how they worked, or things that people thought weren't real, or stuff that is out of the rational mind. And I found psychic abilities with meditation, and that eventually brought me to the love of God. As you all know, I have many demonstrations on telekinesis, teleportation, telepathy, astral projection, coordinate remote viewing, CIA, David Morehouse methods, mind readings, all sorts of things. And so it's obvious that I've touched something most people doubt, and I've proven that all these exist, and I've experienced so much incredible shit that school and ordinary life of other people would not have shown me. Like, it's so mind-blowing. I have such an incredible, strong faith because of that. Experiencing and doing all these miraculous things and connecting with higher up incredible people and leaving the body and just so much things. Philosophy, quantum physics, in depth, stuff like that. And I love how psychic abilities can show that it shows people that it's not how you think it is. So it crushes the ego, and you start to ask, well, if it's not how I thought it is, then how is it? And then you're hooked, and your karma changes, and your life completely changes. And I loved seeing that in people in school. When I was in school, I spent the majority of my time, it started off with hypnotizing people. And then I would move on to levitating people in the gym, and everyone would freak out. And then the teacher, I don't know, he didn't mind me. He just completely ignored it. I think it freaked him out. And then I'd move on to showing a science teacher moving paper and stuff with my mind, and then she talked to other teachers about it. And then I'd move objects with my mind and show other students this, and it not only brought a sense of wonder and awe about it all, but it made them happier, made the time go by quicker. But I also balanced it out to where they were learning and they were passing their grades, even if I wasn't. So yeah, this is why I dropped out of school. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Like and subscribe.